That's the beginning of our pre-comp interview. I'm here with the lovely Emily Carey. Honestly, like, where to start? How are you feeling being, how much is it now? 3 days out from comp?
Yeah, 2 days technically.
Yeah, because it's evening.
Tomorrow.
And then the big day. How are we feeling?
Yeah, I feel really excited. I feel like even just having 2 days kind of off of training, I'm just so like fired up to get back into it. Like the deload has definitely been like the perfect thing for me to kind of get into the headspace, keep myself moving, but yeah, not pushing myself too much. So absolutely. I'm just full of excitement.
The day's approaching and whatnot. How are we feeling with like getting close to carving up and whatnot?
Yeah.
How are we feeling?
I mean, no complaints with that. I love carbs, so I'm more than happy to be carb loading tomorrow. And I've got a day off work as well, so I can just completely chill, which is kind of perfect.
The intention with recovery is on point.
100%. So yeah, no, feeling really good, ready to fuel myself. Food is fuel, we know that.
Fantastic.
And prep all of my food for comp so that it's ready in the morning. I don't even have to think about it, and yeah, ready to go.
Fantastic. And obviously being with training and whatnot, do you think this is the best prep possible? How are we feeling with like, how would you review your programming and whatnot?
Yeah, I just think that like if I didn't have you, I just wouldn't have had a clue. There's kind of just so much about the prep for it that I have learned so much on the way, which I think is really exciting, about powerlifting, about looking after myself, about mobility, like literally everything. And I just think for me, I find taking the thought process out of coming into the gym and just knowing exactly what I'm doing,
Absolutely.
what RP I'm trying to hit that day, what weight I'm trying to hit that day. For me, it takes all of that thinking out of it, which is exactly what I need. And kind of having you here and around and in my corner has just been so helpful. So for me, I feel the best I possibly could be prep wise. And I just feel like it's nice because we've had the time, but I also haven't been waiting ages to compete. Like I haven't been kind of like dragging it on. It's just been like, it's come quickly.
Definitely. With obviously last SBD day, there was some like spanner in the footworks, couple injuries here and there.
Yeah.
And you still ended up pulling a PB on that day anyway, which is insane.
I think that's why I'm extra excited for Sunday, because I haven't sort of had an opportunity to PB all of my lifts all together in such a long time. Like it was May last year was the last SBD day where I did all 3 lifts.
That sounds insane.
So, yeah, it sounds so long ago, doesn't it?
Oh my goodness.
So it's going to be so nice to have the opportunity to feel good on all 3 and do all 3. So
absolutely.
Yeah,
and with such intent as well, like now we know, like obviously for context with the SBD day, like you have so many people in between, you tend to get a bit cold, you have to stay warm.
Definitely.
And obviously with the comp itself, we're constantly on edge. We're going to be
and I was so early onto my powerlifting journey when I did SBD. Like we were doing powerlifting, but you weren't coaching me solely for that. So we were doing bits here and there. We weren't necessarily like locked in completely on my setup or like how I was getting ready, the mindset. But now I just feel like I'm just like through and through like powerlifter lifestyle. Like coming into the gym, there's just I've been spending so much time in here, hours. So it better be worth it.
The platform is your second home for sure.
Yeah, so is.
You just
got my name on it.
Absolutely, yeah, it might as well on it in talk, yeah. But that is honestly, I couldn't be happier hearing about like how you've embodied the full powerlifting aesthetic. Obviously, the other day we had a little meeting upstairs because obviously me and Emily work together now. And yeah, going upstairs, you wore a belt to the meeting. I wanted to get a picture so bad.
In literal knee sleeves, a powerlifting belt. I was like, if this isn't a powerlifter, I don't know what is.
Absolutely, yeah. I was like, yeah, she's rocking her shit right now. Fantastic. But going on to the actual day itself, how are we feeling about our openers?
Yeah, really excited. I think it's numbers that I kind of feel confident about hitting, but they're still going to be a bit of a challenge. But I just think for me as well, like having never been in a comp, I'd rather sort of go in with numbers that aren't too optimistic for my first one, just because it's like a new bar, a new bench, a new setup, like doing a squat facing people. I've never really done that before. So I think for that's the most confidence that I can build myself. I'd rather do those 3 lifts and be like, yeah, I've got this, and then build up as I go. No ego lifting. Until ego lift.
Yeah, exactly. On the comp day. But no, there's strategy so much behind it, and obviously all along we've definitely calculated how we can stretch ourselves and whatnot.
100%.
Emily has put her blood, sweat and tears into every session. I've seen the videos, and honestly, when I say she ate and left no crumbs, I really get
Not a single crumb.
Even on back offs, like it's so important. I think people neglect that, but I feel you show up, like you have such a strong mindset. And I say to Miles earlier, I was like, you were just so committed, and I admire that massively.
Thank you. I learned from the best. Yes. I think because I saw Hannah and Miles compete last year, but specifically watching Hannah, first of all, I'd never been to any big event that was female lifting, so that was massive for me to see that, because yours was an all-female comp.
Yes.
But also to see you in your element, like I was then so driven, because I've watched Hannah train in here for as long as we PT'd, even before that when I didn't train with you, and obviously I just didn't really know that much about what she was training for, but now I just know when you have that determination to do something like that, no one can tell you to stop. You will just keep going.
Fantastic.
So
yeah,
nice.
Locked into a whole nother degree.
100%.
Massively. But so obviously we discussed about your openers and your experience of going into it. You're wanting very much open-minded and take it on the day, which is the best mindset possible for your first one. Are you thinking, just obviously from an outwards perspective, that this will carry over and you want to compete in a maybe federal comp or maybe one after? It's hard to say from the start, but
yeah, I just feel like I'm quite a competitive person. Like I grew up competing horses and stuff, so I've kind of got that in me. And I just think for me, like when I have an aim in the gym, I'm so driven. If I know that there's an outcome, I kind of don't take no for an answer, and I see that as like, and it's not even necessarily like we said hitting numbers. Maybe after that comp then there might be more of a numbers game that we can hit, but I just think it'll be so exciting, like the opportunities that I then can bring upon myself, or if maybe that's not competing now but maybe later. But while I'm working in a gym, I'm imaging all the time, and I've got a powerlifting coach. Like it just kind of makes sense. So
Fantastic.
yeah, sky's the limit.
Absolutely, and the stars all aligned. So,
Absolutely, absolutely.
Fantastic. Awesome. Obviously, with me, like we've definitely discussed obviously openers and set numbers, what we can build to and whatnot. And your adrenaline on the day definitely takes over, and obviously a whole different 5-minute session. Bearing in mind you've been training without music and whatnot, you have eyes on you. Is there any like lifts that you think you'll lift exponentially more?
I think for me, my deadlift, I think probably. I just feel like that's the one that I get into the zone. Like I lock in so much for deadlifts, and I think that it's just one I feel most confident. I feel like if you're talking about my body's kind of built more for deadlifts than anything else in terms of powerlifting. I've got long legs and long arms. Advantage and disadvantage sometimes, but in deadlift it works really well because my arms are quite long. So yeah, I think that, to be fair, and I just feel like that's the one that I can push through the most and kind of grind it. Yeah, 100%.
But definitely I can see from like your sessions and your deadlifts, like obviously near enough just recently from peak week you hit a 118 kg deadlift. Wasn't that was just for one, wasn't it? Or was that two? One. Obviously it's been a lot going through.
A lot of numbers.
A lot of numbers we definitely programmed. However, obviously, how did that feel going into your session being so close to your 122.5 PB?
I mean, like, again, like before this training, I kind of had no expectations of what I was going to hit. And I just feel like I didn't realise, like looking back from the beginning, because I can go through and look at our workout history, like how much it's just blown up. And like, I always say there's 3 lifts. There's always one that I love and always one that I hate. And it tends to shuffle and change around quite a lot depending on how I feel. And I had a real block with deadlifts for a bit, didn't I? I just didn't feel like my bench had really blown up because Hannah had taught me some new cues. And after that, I was just really locked in with bench. Squats just got really good because I never used to squat with knee sleeves. We started that. That got really strong. And just my deadlifts were falling behind and I just kind of fell out of love with them. And then I think like we just kind of went over everything again. We did it in person. It was really helpful. And just something clicked. And then I was just like, that is it now. Like I loved them before. I left and didn't love them, and now I'm back again.
Absolutely. And that's like a fitness journey, but most importantly the powerlifting journey. Like I just said, there's always that either 2 or 1 that will always be your favourite, and then there's other 2 that fall behind, or you always fixate because we got 3 compounders that we're doing day in, day out.
Yeah,
like
there's always one you get a bit sick of, isn't there?
Exactly. It's just like, come on now, hurry up. But more so obviously just getting through the paces and whatnot, and I can't like admire or emphasize more of how much it takes to just fully like trust the process with powerlifting. So you've done extremely well to just kind of do so repetitive workouts time and time again, but seeing the payoff, as you can see now, it's just it's so worth it in the end.
Yeah, if you don't like squat, bench and deadlift, you can't do powerlifting.
You seriously can't.
And if you don't like standing on a platform in front of everyone, you also can't, because I spend so much time on there.
Main stage, but it just wonders for your confidence.
It really does. My confidence in the gym setting has just blown up since doing powerlifting. It has massively changed, and I think that that's such a big part of it as well. And also coming in and just feeling strong in myself. Like it's not even about comparing myself to other people, it's just comparing myself to the person that I used to be and the lifter that I used to be. And like, again, watching those videos back, it's crazy, the difference.
It's literally like night and day.
Yeah, it
Massively.
really is. It really is.
Would you say, like, ultimately, as you just said, like, you would have transformed into your stronger self? Would your, like, obviously starting out the gym, like, newbie self in a way, would they be in full admiration of who you are today?
Yeah, I don't think they'd believe it. Like, literally, when I first came into the gym, I had no idea what I was doing. It was literally only like 3 years ago that I joined a gym. Had never been in a gym before, did not kind of grow up doing anything like that. Had a bit of strength behind me because of horse riding, but that was kind of about it. And then, yeah, I just had no idea that I'd even take a direction like this. And also to be doing it to this extent and still love coming into the gym and lifting is crazy. Like, in this comp prep, I know that it can go one of two ways, can't it? That you kind of are just sick of it, or you just are so driven, and that's exactly how I feel. And I'm just so excited to kind of like show to myself that all this hard work was worth it.
Fantastic. Yeah, definitely. And all, like, over time as well, with it being like 3 months solid hard work, like, it will pay off on the day.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with powerlifting, it's all for one day.
It is.
So
It's
really
just
got to soak
crazy.
it in.
Yeah.
Definitely. But just to round it up, just like alluding what you truly feel, or what numbers are we thinking on each lift?
Okay,
Max.
I would like to say, so for squat, I said before I'd like to get anything over 100. If I could get 102.5 or 105, I would be absolutely buzzing.
105,
I've
I
never
reckon.
squatted over 100 kg before. And I think how my 97.5 was moving, I feel like 100.
Yeah, emphasis.
Yeah. So I would like that. I find it hard because I don't want to kind of say something and then jinx it, but I'm gonna go in confident.
Definitely.
With my bench, I always think the margins are so small. Again, depends how I feel, and like just being really tactical with like the like warm-ups and stuff with it. 50 or 52.5, again, I would love to get, but I feel like I know I've got more in the tank, but again, it just depends how I'm feeling.
Warming up on the
Atmosphere
day, we've got to be
after-
really conservative
Really,
with it.
absolutely, because I know that makes a big difference to me, and it's obviously definitely my weakest lift, but still good. Deadlift, if I could get 130, I would be buzzing if I could. That's my like big. If I could get that, yeah.
Big whole number, yeah.
Absolutely.
130, she's solid.
A nice round 130.
Yeah, definitely. Well, obviously, we'll see on the day and whatnot.
Absolutely.
Definitely programming and whatnot. We've set ourselves higher. We're going to hit PB. That's an undeniability.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
not to jinx it and whatnot, but the
But
numbers
that's
speak
it.
for itself.
As long as I can do that, and also like I want those numbers would be amazing, but I'm not going to be downtrodden if I don't get them. Like, that's not the point for me. Like, I just want to go in and
Have the best experience
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for the pre-comp interview, and I
you.
can't wait for us to sit down and evaluate how the day went and
Yeah.
how your experience is for your first comp.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Hopefully all positive.
Absolutely. Well, best of luck, my love, and obviously
Thank you.
we'll be trying to document as much as possible on the day.
Yeah.
It's very fast-paced, so
Yeah.
we'll try our best, but honestly, Emily is just going to absolutely smash it.
Thank you. And thank you for all your help.
Thank you, my love. And then we'll cheers to the end. Cheers! Yeah. Limitless level. There you go.